Hey guys, today we got a 2004 Lexus GX470. So we're gonna go ahead and take this apart. I've never taken one of these apart, but it doesn't look too complicated. Has a cover here, white screw there. Not sure if this part comes off here. The switch is probably gonna come off, and then there's a little spot here where it has like a push-in clip. You need to push it in and then kind of be real careful with that. And then possibly have to take this piece off too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Working on a different type of camera, so I can't really zoom you in and stuff. So first thing we wanna do is go ahead and take off this little cover here. So you can either use, if you have something like a plastic piece that you can get in there, if it'll fit. If it doesn't fit, flat little screwdriver always works. Generally what I use. Start from this side, kind of pop it, get that little piece out of there. And then there's a little Phillips screw, always right here. Get that out. And then over here, there's just like a little push pin. You're gonna push it in. Don't push it all the way, just barely push it in. What I like to do is on the side right here, just kind of pull on the panel, put your hand here so that the clip doesn't come flying out on you. And then that usually comes out. And then push that pin back through there. So when you put it back in, it's ready to go back in. Take a little plastic piece or something, or just kind of use your fingers. Pull that out, comes right out. And when I get to this point, if I don't know if there's something here, usually I like to do is I just kind of pull on one of the corners of the door panel, kind of start pulling towards you. And if you feel like it's tight there, then there's something there. So I'm feeling like it's pretty tight. So there's something holding that here. So more likely this piece comes off. That's a general rule, what you want to kind of, when you're working on cars, see if you could, there we go. And then just pull up on there. It's got two clips there. It's got a screw right there. You go ahead and take that off. And then we just continue on. If we try to go pull and we feel like it's a little bit tight, something else is holding it in here. So now this switch needs to come off. Maybe a screw under here. Yep, there's a screw right there. So when you're working on a vehicle that you've never worked on, this is kind of how I go about figuring out, you know, if there's another screw. Sometimes I dive underneath the door and I look and I put a light up there to see if I can see anything. And then you kind of slowly work your way. So then now we're gonna unclip this. It's got a little push thing here. Pull that out, get it out of the way. And then now our panel is loose. We are gonna have to disconnect the light. I don't know if this is pushed through. Let's see. There we go. So push it from this side, from the back. And then we just go ahead and unplug it. And we're probably gonna have to unplug some other stuff when we get the door panel off. More likely the handle, maybe a switch for these. So we're gonna go ahead and, now that we have it all off, now we're gonna pull up. And then there's two cables right here. There's a green one and a white one. These ones here, this one they pull away from you, and then you take it out of the little socket. Generally comes right out, the bottom one. Most of them usually come out. Now this top one's a little bit different. You pull it out, and then normally you lift up to get it out of the socket. On the top one, you have to push it down to get it out of the socket. Okay, so that's a little bit unique. That you don't see that very often on many vehicles when you're working on these type of vehicles. I've never had one that's like that. Most of the ones that I work on are, you know, they either pull up, they usually don't pull down. So there's three harnesses right here, and I'll show you in just a second. I'll wait for you. So yeah, this speaker's destroyed. So there's three harnesses, and on the door panel, they're actually these things kind of sit like this on these little pieces right here. 1, 2, 3. you know, kind of just sit and slide on there. So what you like to do is slide them out, slide all 3 of them out. So then that way you have the harness turned around facing you. Then you could go ahead and just push down on here and pull. Same thing on that one, push down and pull. All of them are exactly like similar in removing them, push and pull. Okay, so those are the 3 harnesses that you'll have to remove to be able to have access. Now,